I'm Conrad Bahr, C-Red, and it's time for another Pigskin preview. Today we'll be looking at the 2024 football season for the Quitman Bulldogs. We'll get right into the preview after this word from Wesley House Assisted Living.
The perfect place for seniors wanting to maintain their independence is Wesley House Assisted Living in Quitman. Director Jennifer Smith and her staff provide daily activities, housekeeping, laundry services, and 3 good meals a day. Focusing on individual wellness, Wesley House tailors a plan of assistance for each resident. Wesley House now offers an all-inclusive rate with no additional care charges. Visit wesleyseniorliving.com. Wesley House is located at 1031 East Good Street or Highway 37 East in Quitman. Call 763-1303. At Wesley House Assisted Living, let our house be your home.
The Quitman Bulldogs are under the direction of Shane Weber. They're in District 9, 3A Division II, Region 3. They're returning 6 starters on offense and 4 starters on defense. Last year they went 4-6 overall and 1-5 in district. I had the chance to sit down with head coach Shane Weber. Here's my interview with the coach. Okay, we got Quitman head coach Shane Weber here. Coach, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy summer schedule to meet with the radio station. This will be my 3rd interview with you, so appreciate it. And before we get started here, tell us a little bit about your coaching background. Obviously, we have new people in the Quitman community, new people in KMOO country, so just give us some insight about your coaching background. And I know you're a Quitman alumni, so obviously you have deep ties here.
Yeah, no, I do have deep ties here. I graduated in 87, went off and played some football and baseball in Missouri, and then came back. And, you know, for those around that been around for a while, we used to have the ETO, the optical place out here, and one in Winsboro and everywhere else, and just got to it and finally decided that I want to get in coaching. So I started coaching and teaching when I was 30. First job was at Alba, and then Coach Linker, my basketball coach, called me over here to Quitman in 99. I stayed here from 99 to 13, then went to Range for 7, and then came back here as AD, head football coach here at Quitman in 2019. So it's good to be home. We're doing a lot of things to get things rolling back, and you know, making some changes around the fields and field houses and things of that nature, dressing them up a little bit, getting kids excited. And I couldn't ask for a better community as far as support for me and my kids. That's one of the things that I've loved about Quitman ever since I grew up here. No matter what goes on, no matter where we're at, the community is always there to support you. Businesses are there to support you. Parents are there to support you. The school's there to support you. I mean, it's one of those normal Rockefeller pictures that you always think about a small town being, and that's exactly what we are. We're Friday Night Lights. You could put any town around here in that same movie, and we do the same thing. So it's just a great place to be.
Yes, sir. Well, tell us about your off-season so far, how have workouts gone? I know you had a graduating senior class just like everybody else, but you got some incoming freshmen as well, so kind of tell us about what's gone on in the summer and spring.
Yeah, so the spring we started out pretty hot and heavy. You know, a lot of our kids play 3 sports, whether it's football, basketball, and baseball. We had a great season in track, too. And so getting our kids all together for what they call a total off-season program is tough, but we made the best of it. Kids got in the weight room, hit the weight room during the spring hard. In the summers, it carried over into the summers. We looked good. We made a few changes this year to help maybe our numbers get a little bit better. We went to 3 days a week this year to give parents, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, give them a long weekend to get their vacations and stuff in, which I think helped. You know, when parents are not having to schedule around practice times and workout times and everything else, and they got long weekends to take vacations, it helps a lot. And then church camps too. So, you know, we had a great showing. We've averaged probably about, 65, 70 kids boy-wise, and probably about 60 kids. So we probably average 120 kids a day on those 3 days. So it's been a good turnout for the most part. The ones we needed here were here, and hopefully the ones that had to work or were off or doing other things, they come back in shape, ready to go. And then we'll get started August 5th. And so we're excited about it.
Yes, sir. All right, talk about last year a little bit. What you thought of last season?
We had high hopes going into last season, and we wound up with another 4-6 record, which is, you know, still head and shoulders above where Quitman used to be a long time ago, but we're not satisfied. We really thought we had an opportunity at times going into the season early last year that we could have probably snuck into a playoff spot somewhere. And, you know, we played hard for half. We had troop tied at halftime here at the house, and then we let that one slip away. And, and so we were there close. We just never could turn over that hump a little bit. And it wasn't It wasn't what we wanted. It wasn't definitely not what we expected early. We had a few injuries here or there. Had some kids sit out in some key games that hurt us a little bit. But for the most part, the kids competed well. We were still kind of working through some stuff as far as the program goes over the last few years, but it was a good season overall. I appreciate the kids what they did, but we always, every coach around here always expects a little bit more than what they get.
Obviously, you've had some seniors graduate. Tell me what position groups you're excited about coming back, or some people that come to mind that have really succeeded this summer.
Yeah, our skill group. I would say right now, if I was going into the season thinking about what our expectations are, I expect our skill groups to really excel this year. We got Clayton Meadows coming back. He's going to be at the helm at the quarterback position instead of running tailback. He was our first 1,000-yard rusher in quite some time. We got a couple others coming back. We're on the receiving corps. We had one that for the first time in a long time, I think he went over 800 yards receiving or something like that, and a couple, 3 touchdowns, and that's coming into us late. We brought him off JV. We expect big things from him. We expect big things from Davis Watson, Cannon Peppers, and then you get into the O-line. Of course, we can't do anything without a good O-line, and so we lost everybody on the O-line except for one person, and so we're rebuilding our O-line a little bit. But they've been up here every day working hard. You got Mason Williams, you got Francisco Zarita, you got Cade Pepez, who has made a vow to play at the next level. He's been going to camps. He's been here almost every day, and it's just a good class. I mean, and in our senior class, we did lose 20 last year. This year, we don't have a whole lot of seniors coming back, so we're relying on a junior and sophomore class that is going to have to carry the load. They're going to have to step up and be the leadership, and that's one of the things I love about Clayton and CJ. When they show up down here and they get kids working, they see what's at stake. They see what we can do, pushing kids to get better. Clayton's really turned into a good leader. He sees the expectations that we put on him, and he sees the expectations that he wants to achieve. And so he's came in with a different attitude. He's become the team leader so far. Really has. And so I've been really pleased with his growth as a person and as a player. He looks good physically, and mentally, he's ready to go.
All right, I know you mentioned that you weren't satisfied with last season. So is there anything differently that you've done in preparation or anything that you like to kind of expand on?
Well, some of the things that you look at as a coach, you go back and you kind of watch film and kind of see what happened, and then you get to know your kids a little bit. We started out based out of the slot team. We're still going to be based out of the slot team. We're still going to be based out of our 4-man front a lot. But I think for the most part, when we go back and look at it with our young classes coming in, I think the best thing for us that we've talked about as a coaching staff is kind of simplify some stuff, take some of the stuff out, maybe add a little bit here or there. But for the most part, you just want to kind of use that old KISS phrase and just keep it simple and let it roll. Because what we're looking at is some of the things that we want to do is going to take a lot more preparation. And so when we get into it, now all of a sudden you don't want to spend too much time on the field teaching. You want to be on the field running and going and playing and moving fast. And so the more you can teach on the board, the more you can show them in film, and the simpler you keep it, the faster they're going to play. And I think that helps us as a staff to know that we got a good amount of skilled kids that can run, kids that attack the ball, kids that get downhill, that want to be achievers there. And so just let them go. Just let them fly around the field. Let's get what we can out of them, take the thinking out of it a little bit more, and let them go attack. And I think for us right now, especially going into this year with a lot of juniors and sophomores, I think that's going to be key for us, is to keep it simple and let them go and just let them play natural football. Let them be the competitors they are. So,
all right. Have you made any changes to your staff this upcoming year? And if so, kind of expand on that and how you think the new staff is going to benefit your players and your team.
I've only picked up a few that's really going to be, here for football purposes. We did change our basketball coaches. Coach Greenhill, who was on staff with us, he took over the basketball job, but he doesn't coach football. So that's not going to make a big of a change. We brought in a kid from Lamar University who worked as a GA up there. He's helping with our O-line and D-line. His name's Chris Stanley. I think he's going to be a real good coach. Brought him in. We brought in a couple other guys that are going to be on junior high level that I think is going to be good for us. They got a little bit of a background One of them being a Mineola guy, Harley Clark. Shout out to him for being Mineola, but he wanted to come over. He used to work at Apex, so he's a strength and conditioning guy too, and a movement guy, and so that's going to help us out in the off season and weight room things. And so as far as our core staff, we didn't make a whole lot of changes, which is good. And that's one of the things that I tell these new guys coming in. I don't want to hire you and then you leave me in a year or so, because I want stability. I want stability for our kids. I want stability for our staff. I want stability for our community. And I think these guys that are coming in this year, I think they can give me that. But as far as our core staff, we've been together for 3 years now, and you can tell. I mean, we're rocking and rolling. We got Coach Shaw and Coach Kern who do our powerlifting stuff, and they've kind of taken over the weight room and the agility portions. We got Coach Lee, who's been here for 3 years. He does our running backs and track and boys track, and done an incredible job there. And then you got my coordinators, Coach Fortner and Coach Wasson, who've come in and change the face, and I really believe with the stability that we have in the staff and the guys that we have on staff during the drought period of Quitman football, I think this is they're the main reason that we've kind of turned it around a little bit. Like I said, we're not where we want to get, but we're definitely in the right direction. And I think I have to give all the credit in the world to the staff for staying around and keeping us stable. So
yes, sir.
The kids love them.
All right, this is a redistricting year, so you've also got a different non-district schedule as well.
Yeah.
So tell us about some opponents that maybe you haven't seen too often. Obviously, you've been, you graduated from Quitman in '87, so you're familiar with the opponents. But tell us about some intriguing opponents on your schedule, or tell us about your district.
Well, we're starting off the year with an entire new preseason district, and so we got Wolf City and Rivercrest, who were two-round playoff teams last year, and then you get into White Oak. They're doing a good job over there. They got the facilities they're running, and you never know what they're going to get as far as move-ins and transfers and everything else. But Coach Ludlow over there, his son's playing quarterback. He's a great athlete. I watched him at the regional track meet, and he does a good job with the kids that he has around him. And then you get into Eustis. Of course, anytime you get into Eustis and kind of like us, you run that slot T. It's just powerhouse, and it's going to be the last man standing. So that's good for us. We need some physical play, and so that'll be good for us. And then our district, when we redistricted this year, I feel I like our district. It's a good competitive district. I hate losing the West Russ and the Troops and the Arps of the world, but at the same time, I love losing those guys. Harmony's going to be great under the new coach, Coach Bahr, and then. Coach Guerrero does a great job. Coach Drenda does a great job. We've been in the same district with those two for a while. And then when we pick up, Lono with Coach Turner, he's going to do an incredible job. He's already turned that program around. He's got buy-in over there with their new facilities. And then you got Prairie Land and Chisholm coming in there. And I don't know much about them. I know what they run. I know they got some good kids. I've seen them at the regional track meet, area track meets and stuff like that. So I know they got good kids. So it's going to be a dogfight. But I still think at any given Friday night, anybody can put up a W, which will throw a big mix, in it at the end of the season. So you win the right games here or there, you got a shot to get in the playoffs. You win the right games in and out, you got a chance to win a district championship. I don't see our district champion running the table. I really don't. I see them having maybe one, maybe even two losses and still get district championship, because I think we're that competitive. I really do. And so that's beneficial for all of us.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited about it.
All right. Anything else you got for Quitman community and KMOO?
Man, I'm telling you, I tell you all this all the time. I appreciate the coverage that you do, Conrad.
Yes, sir.
I've talked about our community quite a bit already, but keep supporting, keep loving us, and come out and support us, and we thank y'all very much for everything that y'all do.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck this season, and we'll see you soon.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. The Quitman Bulldogs will begin their 2024 football season on the road versus the Wolf City Wolves. I want to thank head coach Shane Weber for taking the time to sit down with us for this preview. I also want to thank Wesley House Assisted Living for sponsoring this Quitman Pigskin preview. Tomorrow we will begin our next Pigskin preview with the 2024 football season for the Edgewood Bulldogs, brought to you by Edgewood Bulldog Pizza. I'm Conrad Bahr, Searad, and you've been listening to the Butler7media Pigskin preview for the Quitman Bulldogs. Thanks for listening and have a great evening.
The perfect place for seniors wanting to maintain their independence is Wesley House Assisted Living in Quitman. Director Jennifer Smith and her staff provide daily activities, housekeeping, laundry services, and 3 good meals a day. Focusing on individual wellness, Wesley House tailors a plan of assistance for each resident. Wesley House now offers an all-inclusive rate with no additional care charges. Visit wesleyseniorliving.com. Wesley House is located at 1031 East Good Street or Highway 37 East in Quitman. Call 763-1303. At Wesley House Assisted Living, let our house be your home.